All right, so today we're going to tackle something that's been bugging One Piece fans for ages.
Oh, yeah.
Like, seriously bugging us.
Huge.
Shanks losing his arm to a Sea King.
It makes no sense.
Right. The guy's a Yonko, a Haki master. He clashes with Whitebeard. And this Sea King takes his arm.
You'd think a guy like that would just wipe the floor with any seeking.
Exactly. And then later, Luffy just punches out a Cinnamon like it's nothing. Ahoy, Nakama, I'm Jiro.
I'm Keiko.
Welcome
to Mean Minion. Here, we uncover the biggest mysteries of One Piece.
From theories to reveals, we've got you covered.
So what gives? What are we missing?
That's what we're going to unpack today. We've got tons of articles and discussions breaking down the whole incident, Shanks Haki, the whole deal.
Oh, yeah. People have been analyzing this for years, trying to figure out how it all went down.
So first things first, we're going to talk about Shanks Haki. I mean, the guy's got all three types.
He's
Master them.
Oh, absolutely. His Hashoku Haki.
Conqueror's Haki.
Right. Conqueror's Haki is insane. Remember when he used it to scare off that Sea King after losing his arm?
Chills, dude, chills.
That's not just raw power. It's control knocking people out with willpower alone. It's incredibly rare, and Shanks just casually does it.
Like it's nothing. And don't forget, his future sight. His Kenbun Shoku Haki is out of this world.
Oh, yeah, he can see glimpses of the future, and apparently further than anyone else. So that's the big question. If he can see the future, why not just dodge the Sea King?
Right. Why even let it get close? It's
Yeah.
like he wanted to lose his arm.
Yeah, it's a real head-scratcher.
And then there's his Bushoku Haki, his armament Haki. I mean, we didn't see it in that scene, but clashing with Whitebeard. You got to have top-tier armament Haki.
For sure. Some people even think Shanks can use his Haki to do, like, elemental stuff.
What, like fire? Lightning?
Right. Yeah. It's just a theory, but it shows you how powerful he is.
Okay, so we agree Shanks is a Haki monster. But then we have this Sea King incident. It just doesn't add up.
Right. We know Sea Kings are strong, but the one Shanks fought was probably a wimp compared to others, especially since Luffy took care of a similar one pretty easily later on.
Yeah, so what was different about that situation? Was there something holding Shanks back?
That's the mystery. We gotta look at the whole situation, every little detail, to try and make sense of it.
All right, so picture it. Shanks and his crew are chilling in Fusha Village when suddenly the Sea King grabs Luffy.
Oh yeah, little Luffy just hanging there.
And Shanks doesn't even hesitate. He jumps right in to save him.
A true hero.
And boom, there goes the arm.
That's like he didn't even think about it, just pure instinct.
Exactly. Some people think he was so focused on Luffy that he didn't even use his Haki properly. Like tunnel vision.
Makes sense. When you're in a life or death situation, sometimes you don't think straight.
Maybe he underestimated the Sea King too. East Blue Sea Kings aren't as tough as the ones in the Grand Line.
Yeah, maybe he thought he could handle it easily. But then there's the future sight thing. Did he see it coming and just choose not to dodge?
Okay, now let's talk about the really interesting theories.
Oh yeah, the juicy stuff.
What if Shanks let the Sea King take his arm?
Like on purpose?
Yeah? Maybe to teach Luffy about the dangers of the sea or to show him what it means to be a pirate.
It's a pretty intense lesson.
Right. And then he gives Luffy his straw hat right after.
Whoa. That's huge. It's like passing on the torch.
Exactly. I lost an arm for you. Now go become king of the pirates.
Wow. That's deep.
Yeah, there's definitely more to it than meets the eye.
Oh, for sure. This incident is like a puzzle with missing pieces.
But that just makes it more fun to try and figure out.
Absolutely.
All right.
That's the best part of One Piece. There's always something to think about, something to debate.
And that's why we're here today, to dive into this mystery and see what we can uncover about Shanks and that fateful day.
I'm ready to get to the bottom of this.
Me too. Let's do it.
There's another theory floating around that ties the whole thing to Luffy's devil fruit.
The Nika fruit, the one that's all about destiny and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. It's like super powerful. Maybe Shanks saw something in that fruit.
You think he might have hesitated because he knew how important it was?
It's possible. Some people even think he maybe considered letting Luffy die to try and get the fruit for himself.
Whoa, hold on. Does that really sound like Shanks? The guy who just gave up his arm for Luffy?
It's definitely a dark theory. And pretty far-fetched. Honestly, we just don't know enough about the Nika fruit to say for sure.
Yeah, it's all speculation at this point. But it's fun to think about the possibilities.
It's all part of the mystery. You know, it's funny. Oda didn't originally plan for Shanks to lose his arm.
Wait, really? So how did that happen?
His editor actually suggested it, said it would make a bigger impact.
And wow, were they right?
Oh, absolutely. It instantly made Shanks more relatable. You know, even the strongest guys can be vulnerable.
Yeah, it added a whole new layer to his character. and to the whole world of One Piece.
It really showed how dangerous the sea can be, even for a Yonko.
It's crazy to think how different the story would be if Shanks still had both arms.
Right. It's like that one moment completely changed everything.
It's making me think about Haki again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's powerful, but it's not a guarantee you'll win every fight.
Exactly. Even the top Haki users get hurt. Look at Luffy. He's got Hashoku Haki, but he's always getting beat up.
Yeah, and Whitebeard? He was a legend, and he still had scars everywhere.
Haki is a tool, but it's not invincible. You need strength speed, a good devil fruit, and a bit of luck, too.
And let's not forget the emotional state.
Oh, yeah, for sure. If you're not focused, your Haki won't be as strong.
So it's not just about power levels. It's about everything coming together at the right moment.
Which brings us back to Shanks and his lost arm. Why did he do it? What was the point?
Okay, so we talked about the how. Now it's time for the why. What's the deeper meaning behind all of this?
That's where things get really interesting. We're going beyond the fight and looking at the bigger picture.
Okay, so Spill. What makes this lost arm so important to the story?
Well, for one, it shows that Shanks is passing the torch to Luffy. He gives him his straw hat right after losing his arm.
Yeah, it's like a symbol of their connection and Luffy's inheritance.
Exactly. It's like saying, hey, I took a hit for you. Now it's your turn to carry on this legacy.
Heavy stuff for a little kid to handle, but that's Luffy for you.
It also shows the cost of freedom. You know, being a pirate isn't all fun and games.
You gotta make sacrifices, sometimes big ones.
Shanks's lost arm is a constant reminder that dreams come with a price.
And not just for pirates. I think anyone chasing a dream can relate to that.
Totally. It's about pushing your limits and knowing that there might be setbacks along the way.
But it's about getting back up and keep going just like Shanks did.
Losing his arm didn't stop him from becoming a Yonko. It actually might have made him stronger.
Yeah, it definitely made him more respected in the pirate world.
But there's another thing I think it's important. It shows that Shanks is human.
Even though he's this powerful Yonko, he can still get hurt.
Exactly. It makes him more relatable, more real. You know, he's not invincible.
He bleeds, he makes mistakes. He's just like us in a way.
It adds so much depth to his character, and it makes his actions even more meaningful.
So it's not just about strength and Haki. It's about facing your weaknesses and overcoming adversity.
Precisely. And I think that's one of the biggest lessons Shanks teaches Luffy in that moment.
It's a lesson that sticks with Luffy throughout his whole journey.
And a lesson we can all learn from, too. Even when things get tough, never give up on your dreams.
Wow. This is getting pretty deep.
One Piece is full of these moments. They make you think about life and what it all means.
It's amazing how Oda can take something as simple as a lost arm and turn it into something so profound.
He's a master storyteller. There's no doubt about it.
Okay, so we've talked about the how and the why.
Yeah.
Now, what are your final thoughts? What stands out the most to you about this whole thing?
You know, it's funny, when you think about it, there are probably other little moments in One Piece that have a much deeper meaning than we realize.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Oda's always dropping hints and little details that you don't even notice at first.
Right. And then later they turn out to be super important.
It's like those aha moments when you're rewatching and you're like, oh, wow, I never noticed that before.
Exactly. It's one of the things that makes One Piece so rewatchable. There's always something new to discover.
I bet there are people listening right now who are having those aha moments.
I hope so.
Mm.
It's always fun to see people's reactions when they start to connect the dots.
So after all this talk about Shanks' lost arm, what's the big takeaway? What should people be thinking about as they watch or read One Piece?
I think the most important thing is to remember that there are always different ways to look at things.
Like different perspectives.
Yeah, exactly. What might seem simple on the surface could have a much deeper meaning.
It's like those optical illusions where you see one thing and then suddenly it's something completely different.
Exactly. And One Piece is full of those moments. It's all about shifting your perspective and looking at things from different angles.
So are you saying we should be overanalyzing every little detail in One Piece?
Not necessarily. Sometimes a cigar is just a cigar, but it's good to keep an open mind and consider different interpretations.
Right, because there might be more to a scene than we realize at first.
Exactly. It's about engaging with the story on a deeper level. Not just watching for fun, but really thinking about the themes and the characters.
It's what makes One Piece so much more than just a show or a manga.
It's a whole world full of mystery and adventure, and there's always something new to learn.
Well said. Okay, so we've talked about Shanks' Haki, the symbolism of his lost arm, and the importance of perspective.
We've really gone deep on this one, haven't we?
We have.
Yeah.
And I think it's been a really insightful discussion.
I agree. It's amazing how much there is to unpack in just one little incident. Thanks for sailing with us today, Nakama.
We love exploring the One Piece world with you. Got a theory or a favorite moment?
Drop it in the comments. We'd love to hear your thoughts.
And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell if you haven't already.
Until next time, keep chasing your treasure.
See you on the next adventure.